Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are here to discuss the new Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you will be laughing right now because I swore up and down I didn't need this palette. I swore that I have all the shades in other palettes. It was not a big deal to me. Then you guys sent me discount codes and I fell down the rabbit hole, and long story short, here's a review. So guys, strap in and let's get talking about Natasha Denona again. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are not, welcome back. My name is Kath. I post videos every Sunday here on YouTube, and we mainly talk about beauty and weight loss and grey hair, Botox, all those things. Basically, beauty chat for the over 40s. I'm 44 and I don't feel like there's enough representation on social media for women of our age. So if that's the kind of content you're interested in, then subscribe and I will see you every week. But until then, we are discussing this amazing palette by Natasha Denona. Now, you know I love her. I have got many of her palettes. I have used her for years and years. She is tried and true to me. And I've been using this particular palette now for about 2 weeks. So I wanted to give you a proper review about it. And like all of the other palettes by Natasha Denona, it doesn't disappoint. It is stunning. It is this amazing palette of cool and warm toned pinks and beiges and greys, and it's just everything. She has this new wet finish formulation that she has going on, and the others are the classic Natasha Denona finishes of like the creamy mattes and the cream to powder formulation, and I love it. And I'm not going to go on too much about all the technicalities because I don't know if you care. I don't care particularly. I will insert some arm swatches now of the top row, middle row and bottom row, and that is the order that they will go in. As always with Natasha Denona, these are ridiculously well pigmented. Like, you don't need much at all. The quality is there. This palette is, as all the others, is made in Italy, I assume. Can't see. I will confirm, but I'm pretty sure this is made in Italy. And what I wanted from this palette is exactly what I got, because I swore up and down that I didn't need it, I wouldn't buy it. But then, as I saw the discount code kind of swung it for me, I got 15% off. And this palette is what I wanted the retro palette to be. So I will insert a picture here of the retro palette, which I have now sold. I had that and I have it. For once in my life, I saved all of the packaging when I bought it because I knew I would like it, but I don't love it. I have a video of me applying it as well, so I'll pop that in just to show you some reference. As you can see in that retro palette, the colours are much more pink, they're much more punchy, they're a lot more warm toned. I don't tend to go for those kind of colours much, but this colour story is just, for me, something that is, yes please. With my grey hair, cool toned on the eyes is just amazing. And let me show you what I wanted the retro palette to be like, and you will see why I picked this up. So I'm going to tell you a little story time about how I discovered Natasha Denona. I discovered her by watching YouTube. I was watching some of her application videos. I found her YouTube channel and I was like, oh, these look great. At the time, I hadn't bought any Pat McGrath. So at this point, Natasha Denona for me was the absolute eyeshadow queen, and she still kind of is. But I picked up the mini retro palette, which is this one. And this is, to this day, my favourite eye palette of all time, because it has a lovely pink, which is like very much a topper. It's got this stunning full coverage metallic silver. It has a matte grey that's kind of got a green undertone to it, and it's got this beautiful transition shade, which is the pink, and a nice pink topper or a standalone pink shade. Now, this is my favourite palette. So when the retro came out, because this is the mini retro, so when the retro came out, I was excited because I thought, oh, this is the mini of that. No, like, that is, as you can see by the pictures, straight up pink, dark pink, warm. This is quite cool. So I was like, okay. So I bought the retro palette off the back of this, thinking, okay, it looks warm, let's try it. No, it's not what I wanted. But when you look at this, see if I can do this. This next to this, that's your story. That is what you wanted. This is this. Forget the mini retro. Forget the retro of the mini retro. The mini retro is this. And this is my dream palette. So once I'd discovered that and a 15% discount and sold my retro palette, it was a no-brainer. So I've been trying this for 2 weeks now, and it's beautiful. It's so perfect for autumn, winter, spring, summer. You can create all kind of looks with it. This look I have on today is very much just, it's very glam. I mean, it's Saturday. I'm going to sit in the garden all afternoon. That's literally all I'm doing. But it creates so many beautiful looks. You can do, like, it's almost like a ballerina chic kind of palette, if that makes any sense. Like, it's very cool toned, very unassuming, but you can really build it up and you can make some great dramatic looks with it. I personally am here for it, and I think it's a contender to be one of my all-time favourite palettes. I won't say that yet because I've only been using it for 2 weeks, but I tell you now, I will be reaching for that palette. The Glam palette, again, Natasha Denona, you know, her everyday palettes are amazing. The Glam is up there. It is probably my favourite palette of all time because it is so easy to use. Let me just grab it. Right, so this is the Glam palette. This is the Nude palette. So as you can see, they are very, very different. And they're both very cool, but this has a lot more gold tone. This is a lot more pink. So the Glam is much more like browns and golds and silvery shades, whereas this is a lot more pinks and browns and very like light peach. But this is my favourite of all time because it's just so versatile, and this Nude palette has the power to be as versatile as the Glam. Now for the price point, the Natasha Denona palettes are £64 each, the big ones. The mini palette, this one, is £24. If you still get it, I don't know if they're limited edition, these ones. I feel like you can still get it, but they're £24 for 5. So it's basically one line of her palettes. All of her palettes are 15 pan. Now, I have not hit pan on any of her palettes yet. The Glam palette, I've owned that now. It's got to be coming up to a year. It has to be. And it's not even like, and I use it a lot. There is no danger of any pan there at all. Like, it is new, very, very new. And I do tend to use the same sort of shades all the time because I like the specific transition shades. And what I love about the Glam palette is it says what they are. So it's like centre eyelid, outer eyelid, blend, smoke, lash line. And I love that. Whereas the Nude, I Need a Nude palette is like Stone, Whisper, Ella. They have names. I would have preferred to do what she did with the Glam and have it as what you do with them, because when she has shades like, for example, outer eyelid, this one, I would never have put that in the outer eyelid. That to me is a centre eyelid shade because it's got some shimmer to it. But it really works nicely. So I'm like, oh, and I would never have tried that. Like inner corner, that's for me, way too silver for an inner corner, but it worked. So I was like, okay. So I do kind of wish that she'd have been a bit more like that, but I'm just splitting hairs. If you're on the fence with this palette, I would grab it because you won't be disappointed. If you've never tried Natasha Denona before and this colour story is talking to you, get it. If you have grey hair, I mean, obviously today you can't see my grey hair because I have it in a bun, but if you have grey hair, if you have lighter skin, that would be such a beautiful palette for fair skin. I'm sort of medium light medium skin. I don't go medium dark in many things. I tend to stick to the medium light side because at the moment it's summer. I have a little bit of colour to my face, but when the winter rolls around I do get really pale, so I tend to do like medium fair. And I absolutely love it. I mean, it's one of those palettes to me that will stand the test of time. I will have it forever in my rotation. It's very work appropriate, it's very user friendly, like you can't go too wild with it, it's very safe, but it's one of those palettes that everybody that wears makeup needs. So guys, I really hope this review was helpful to you. I hope you liked the swatches and the b-roll. Like I say, I'm not a makeup reviewer here on YouTube. I just talk about what I personally like, and I don't try to overcomplicate things. There are some amazing people that do some great, thorough, like reviews. I will post them down below. I'll link them below because these are the people that I watch when I go to buy something. And I don't do those kind of reviews, but I just want to tell you that you need it. I've linked everything below. Everything is an affiliate link, so I do make a small commission on top, just to sort of keep my channel going and to, you know, keep this train rolling. So guys, thank you ever so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week for another video. Take care, guys. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are here to discuss the new Natasha Denona